Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Modded Minecraft. We're doing the tech pack thing again. I'm doing a little change to the furnace here, so I can get it to automatically pull out the ingots. And the reason that I'm doing that, let me see, I think I need to turn that off. Is that not a... Oh shoot, this has to be a liquid node. Okay, well, we'll do that later. Not a big change. The reason I'm doing that is I managed, after last episode, I messed around with the Draconic sword a little bit. And what I kept doing is I would pull out the enchants. If you go into the menu for it in the inventory, you can pull your enchants out. So I kept pulling it out and enchanting it, pulling it out and enchanting it. And I finally got Reaper. Got Reaper 5 as a matter of fact, which is awesome. That's the top tier Reaper one you can get. So that really helped, and that allowed me to go to the Nether, and I don't know if you can see them dropping over there, but it allowed me to go to the Nether. It turned on, and you can see the zombie pigmen falling. And that is a big help to me, because one of the hurdles that I've had is diamonds. Not a lot of diamonds. So what we've got it doing now is it's dropping. Why aren't you dead? That was weird. So it's coming over here and it's dropping all the gold ingots, gold swords, gold nuggets. The swords, what I'm doing is I just come over here and I click that, and this is one of those super crafting frames. And I've got to set up 2 swords, pulling from the chest, give me a repaired golden sword. And over here I can pull ingots from the nuggets. And then using our flawless calculator that we went over in another one. And this is kind of worth the, if nothing else, the diamond tree thing didn't work out. I can't even make them anymore, because now I can't make the tanzanite tree because it requires a sapling, which... I used the only sapling I ever had to make the diamond tree, so I can't even make those damn things anymore. It's a little bug there, but this is kind of cool. 4 in there, kind of an equivalent exchange thing. Exchange thing there allows me to get those diamonds, so that's a real neat way. And I added the what am I doing here? The Wyvern Core upgrade and a Nether Star upgrade, so that puts it to a tier 2 spawner, which makes it spawn a little bit faster. You can see it's got a pretty good rate, a little bit better than the blaze spawner on Cursed Earth. And then I also added the Nether Star upgrade, which allows it to not require me to be close to it, so it's kind of like it's a spawner a little bit faster than this spawner, but it works even when I'm not around it. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. The spawner I went and snagged, I just knew once I got Reaper, I knew for sure I could snag a blaze spawner out of the Nether. So I just went and got the second one in the fortress there and used that one, because right now that's for mob drops. That's really all I need. The Cursed Earth spawner, if I need like mob drops. I can pretty much get it from there. In fact, I've probably got, oh yeah, see this? ME. Real basic system. Super basic right now. It is nothing but ME terminal, a crafting terminal, and then back here we have a few 64K drives. Most of them look like they're full, probably because the quarry's running right now. And plus I just don't have enough resources to make any more. Need a lot of diamonds for the 64K stuff, because you need them, the engineering presses for the 16K and the 64K, so that kind of sucks. So it's right now it's the drive, everything pretty much is the same, with the exception of most of the barrels I put into the system. Everything now comes into this chest, which then is underneath is a pipe that pulls everything out into an ME interface and then dumps it into the system. So, I mean, like below, right now, nothing has changed. Eventually, I'll probably move all this stuff so I can put like an ME controller down here and build the system up a little bit more. But right now, this is all exactly the same. It still goes up exactly the same. This hasn't changed. I can't get this thing to turn on. Sucks. But how I kind of got started is I just wanted a real basic system to start. Now, of course, we do want to get up to where we can autocraft. So what I did is I went ahead and, oh my God, where I had to get the, I got everything but the damn silicone. Actually, I can't even shrink, or I can't even go out anymore. All right, this is where I had to go to find this damn silicone press. Started there, I went south, and I kept getting these, the compass was telling me that there was a meteor there, but I didn't see anything, so I just kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. Oh, that's a ship, by the way. There's like a little couple guys on there. And I wasn't finding anything on the surface. That one I'd already found, and this is the desert that's out there. I changed maps, by the way. This is Journey Map now instead of Opus, and the reason for that is Opus was giving me huge amounts of problems. It was causing crashes, and every time I crash, it would reset the map. So I switched over to Journey Map. That's why a lot of stuff that was on here is no longer on here. But I finally went all the way. It was up in here somewhere, and it was spinning around. So I went and looked online, and it says, okay, these things do spawn underground. So I dug down and destroyed a pretty wide swath of stuff with the Draconic pickaxe, put it on a 3x3 and finally located it, and that's where I got the silicone. It was way over there. See, I died somewhere, probably in here. Was using the Mariculture mod, trying to find some natural gas, and was using that diving suit, which we'll probably go over more in another episode, and died over here. Really pissed me off because I got out of range of the air pump, but once you go out of range, getting back in range does not reset it for some reason. So very frustrating, and I can't get the natural gas thing to work. But anyways, so we'll get back out of that. So once I got all the presses, what we have is the inscribers, of course. Now there is a better inscriber. We have AE2 stuff, which is what this crystal growth chamber is for. I went ahead and made this instead of the growth accelerators. What you do instead of making the whole puddle thing is you just make this and you throw your seeds in here and they all grow. So this is real nice. I really recommend this if you're going to get into AE2. So then what I did is these are all actually on their side so that I could stack them real close together like that. Because normally when you get them, they'll look like, let me see, let's rotate one of these, it'll look like this. You'll see the little press on top. That's how it'll place normally. Just give it a click and they'll be on the side, and then you can just put hoppers. And what I was doing is just like silicone, I just drop it in there, let it do its 64 thing, and then pull it out. And then over here, to make the processor part, one chest just has silicone, one chest has redstone, and you see this one, same thing, turned on its side. This one pumps into the bottom, this one pumps into the side, and then whatever logic press or whatever circuit that I need it to press goes in this one, and then I just let it do its thing, and when it gets 64 I pull it out. And then I pulled the autocrafter, the RF autocrafter that was doing bedrockium for me, and brought it up here, and then I set it to set the different recipes in here as I made them. So now I can just come in here and let it do its thing, and they're all set in, and they'll go all the way up to 64. Like, what's it stuck on right now? What's it missing? Certus quartz. Doesn't have any Certus quartz in there. So that just does that for me, so I don't have to mess around with it. Really easy to set up, and that's how I got the drives. Now eventually, I'm waiting for this quarry to give me just a little bit more because I don't like running low. Oh, one more thing. We'll go take a look at that. See our little thing right there? See that's the reactor. That's from Big Reactors. Did not have enough power after putting all this together to run a quarry and the system. So the reactor's set up. So I'm going to pause real quick, and when we come back, we'll go take a look at that. Alrighty. I heard somebody walking up to the door, and I knew my dog was about to go ape shit. So I figured I'd better go ahead and just shut that off. Pretty much everything is done right here. I do have a charger also that was hooked up to the system to make the charge Certus cords. So that's off right now because I was going to move all this stuff out of here. But right now, I'm going to wait for the quarry to finish, and then I'm going to think about redoing the whole auto-processing ore thing. I want to do it with AE instead, so I really got to go figure out channels and how to do that. Because like right now, there is no ME controller. There is an energy acceptor, the disk drive, and these two monitors, and an ME interface. That stuff I understand. That was around in the other one. Channels and all that crap, I got no clue, so I've got to go find some resource that will explain that to me. And I'll probably end up moving. I may move that from down there. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to see what I'm looking at. I don't expect to have a huge ME system. I want to have the ability to have some auto crafting, and that's what this room will eventually be. I can, of course, make it bigger if need to be, but I might have like all the AE processing stuff in here. So since I probably have to run wiring down below here, which will kind of run me right into this room, all this stuff may get moved out and replaced back into here. And I may leave this open, or put another door on there. We don't know. We don't know yet. So I'm just gonna wait for this quarry to finish, and then while that's going on, I'm gonna go try to figure out this AE2 more advanced stuff. So we'll be back when that's done. Alrighty, I've spent quite a bit of time, watching some videos and reading the wiki. I don't like this whole channel thing. It's too convoluted. I gotta admit, I kind of like the simplicity of the old AE, where you could just connect everything with one damn wire. The crafting system was pretty straightforward. One molecular assembler, you just made it bigger if you needed more room. But I don't have any crafting set up, first off, but I did get the ore processing kind of figured out. Now behind this wall here, I don't want to break this, but behind this, can I break this one? You can see there's a ME controller. Off of that, I have a dense wire, which I guess this thing allows 32 channels worth of stuff, and a channel just means a device, basically, that can connect to that wire. So off of that wire, pretty much everything is now connected together, and I think it's only using like 11 total if you look at that wire. And we have a crafting terminal. This is where you make your recipes now. Just an ME terminal, a crafting terminal. Probably use this one the most. Clear that. And then over here we have an interface terminal, which I'm not using yet, but you can see this is where you would you don't have to run. This one's kind of neat. You don't have to run to the item anymore to put the stuff in. You can do it kind of like right here. And so this is our new ore processing center, and I'm using the the Ender IO makes this actually really, really easy. Instead of having to use import and export to put things in and out, I can use just the interface. I'll probably change this one to a flat one so I can hide this eventually. But what I have is 2 sag mills. This one is only for ores. What I'm telling the ME interface is to send or keep this full of these items. So it's pulling out of my inventory anytime it sees these, and it's sending it over here. And then the sag mill is set up to... Am I on the right sag mill? Yes. So let's hide the other stuff. This sag mill is set up to push and pull from the ME interface. So anytime anything comes in, it'll cook it up and then put it right back into the ME interface, and it goes back into the system. I have to use 2 here. This is processing only things that I want to pulverize that I don't want to smelt. Like the dense ores, I don't want to smelt them because I get less than I do if I just pulverize them and put them back into the system, because I'll get 4 ores out of this instead of just 3 iron if I pulverize it first. So that all gets pulverized, goes back in the system, and if it's an ore, then it comes back over here, and I've got all the ores here and here. I think I have them all now. If not, then I'll find them in the system later and put them in there. And then this one doesn't pull. It just pulls in from these 2 interfaces and then pushes it over here to the alloy smelter. And the alloy smelter pushes it back to the interface back here. Okay, I could probably get away with take that out and just put like a pipe back there to pull out to save that interface. I don't know. It's an option. That's just a real quick way to do it. But that takes care of all of our smelting. I could also put patterns in these, like if I needed something cooked up that used like the alloy smelter, like I could put a pattern in here. Wouldn't be worthwhile when I'm running a quarry, of course, which I probably will be doing pretty much constantly, to make sure I have enough stuff on demand. So make sure we don't have any ores. Oops, helps if you spell right. Ore. Some of the stuff you can't process in there, like these ruby ores, won't go into the sag mill. Some of the stuff I don't want to because I want to fortune it. Oh, dense. Let me go take care of this. We'll go slap it in here real quick. I don't think I have dense ore in here yet. So now it'll come out, and then it'll come back in over here. You know, see, we got more than what we would have gotten if we'd have just pulverized that, or smelted it rather. Like, I don't know if you can that one, but it's you know, the auto crafting, I'm still trying to figure that out exactly. I mean, it doesn't look too difficult, but you know, I'm so used to playing without this that the little stuff doesn't bother me. The stuff that I don't like making, like I would love to make some of these solar panels, especially this top tier one, this tier what it does 6, but all the little sub combines. Because I mean, if you start going through all the little sub combines, you gotta have 4 of those, and then you gotta have 4 of those, and then you gotta have 4 of those, and then you're getting all the way down until you're getting into the little bitty stuff. So I would love to be able to program, because this is a combine, and then when you move up, each one of those is, you got to do that combine 8 different times, and then for the next one up, you got to do that 4 times. Then you have to make these things. So it can get convoluted. So I want to definitely try to figure out the auto crafting pretty soon. I'll be messing around with that. But it looks like our diamond and emerald problems are over. See, we have 830 emeralds. Leave it to people in a mod pack to find an exploit. Now, I already got the pigment spawner, and that's kind of how I'm getting diamonds right now, at least in more than I would normally get. I melt down the swords. That gives me, gold. And, of course, I'm also getting nuggets. So I just pulled like 2 stacks out of this chest down here not too long ago. You can see it's pretty, yeah, I still got a lot of ingots in there. That's probably at least another, 32 diamonds or so, 16, 32, something like that. But I went and raided one of those. I wanted to see if I could get one of those skeletons from the castles around here that when you kill them you get the emeralds, because it looks like they only spawn once and then they don't come back. So I went over with a safari ball. You can see in here, we'll turn this on so you can see better. You can see in here there's a auto spawner tesseract up on top, and then behind it is a ender tank that comes from our mob essence room. So, and then up on top, of course, we got a signal, what's that thing called? Signal, something or other, signal terminal. It's almost like a wireless kind of redstone receiver. There's another one behind this plate right here. So when we flip that, it'll give that power, and you can see those skeletons starting to fall. But they drop, they drop the good stuff. They drop emeralds, which you can see right there, almost every time. They drop gold nuggets, and of course they drop lapis also. And they drop it a lot. I didn't even leave this on very long. Got like about 3 stacks worth of emeralds. So emeralds is not going to be a problem in this mod pack. And they spawn really fast. Like the wither skeletons over in the nether, they even on not exact copy, they are slow. But just look how fast these things were coming out of there. I mean, they're constant, and they don't use up too much mob essence. I let this thing run while I went and took care of some other stuff. And you can, when you look at the monitor, I mean, it looks like it's going down fast, but that's 47 million millibuckets of mob essence there, and that's actually being converted back over into liquid experience. So we're just kind of converting it because we're getting so much more mob essence now with the cursed earth spawner up there with the grinders, that it way outstripped what we were getting for there you go, liquid experience. Brain dead. So we're getting up there. It's getting a little bit more technological. The piping all behind here is gone. These are attached with the storage bus, so the system actually sees them. So it sees the stone and everything now as part of the system. I didn't want to put them in there and eat up, more drive space, because I seem to remember these drives seem like they didn't eat up so much. They sure do now. So we're getting there. We're getting it done. So I appreciate you guys coming by. Hope you liked what you saw. And until next time, see y'all later.